Hi guys, we're here down at Moonlight Creek. This is just our evening of our first day, well our only day here. We've been working all out. We went miles up the river because we are aware it's by far the most popular public fossicking site. There's just holes like this everywhere. You can just see workings, all the bedrock's been cleaned out, everything's been detected over. So we are aware it's very hard to find a spot no one's been to. We did strike a spot not far from the entry of the creek, only about 200 metres up. In here, it's massive hole we've been digging. This rock and this rock were on the surface. We managed to tip this massive one over. And we did test pans. We got 3, 4, 5 big flakes out of 3 pans. So we got real excited and we've dug it out. But 10 buckets later down the creek, and we did a result, and I'd say estimates about 0.2 of a gram. Not very good. The hole's massive.
Disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing. And no one's dug here. This is very solid material. It's obviously been compacted down. We're thinking it's all must be sitting on the bedrock, but if you see over there's some exposed bedrock, but most of the exposed bedrock over there is on the other side. I haven't really got anything up there, no more than a few specks. But yeah, we'd assume the bedrock is a good bit down because we're only just hitting the water level of the creek now.
Just getting the water tank.
But yeah, in front of this rock, it's got a real flat face, very good gold trap. Same with that rock, it had a flat face.
That's where the earth was.
Material was up here, and now it's very, very deep. But no, we've dug all out around here. Best gold's in there, still a bit here. 10 hard done buckets, and we're not much gold. We've already done the clean out. We'll send you a picture of that later on in the video. But yeah, we've got our sluice. This is not our sluice setup, trust me. This is just a makeshift thing. We just came back because we had a bucket ready. We just came back in the evening because we're about to head off. And we just thought to show you, this is not our sluice setup. We just legit chucked it in the water. It doesn't matter. There's not enough gold to be worth worrying about. Yeah, the flow is not very... The flow is not ideal. We had it here before, but we had rocks. You can still see faintly our tailings pile all under there. Most of it's been washed away. But our tailings mound was like a massive island here. And yeah, this is not an ideal sluice setup right now. It was much better before, but it's still doing the trick. Material's getting caught. It's being washed away. If anything's getting caught, the gold will be getting caught. So really, we're not fussing over it that much. It's just one bucket of probably not the richest pay, so we're not fussing too much over it. But the flow is quite solid in here, so we can pretty much just shovel it as quick as need be. It's not cleaning out the bottom. I'm not fussing. It's one bucket, not very good pay. But yeah, Moonlight Creek, it does have alright gold, but it's a matter of finding a spot no one's worked for 15, 20 odd years, if not longer, if you want a good amount of gold. And all the good spots for 2k's up the river both ways have just been worked over and over and over. All the obvious spots, all the inside bends. This spot took us ages to find a spot that looked like it hadn't been worked before. And we had to move 2 massive rocks, which took, we had to spend maybe 2 hours just moving the material around the rock so we can tip it out. And the pay still wasn't that great because of course it wasn't the best spot. But it's still better to work in. Well, no, it was quite a good spot, but I don't know, the gold's just not showing today. There's not much black sand here, hardly anything. Our final clean up from our last sluice had, I'd say not even a teaspoon of black sand, very little. And so it's easy to pan out. Lots of browns, yeah, lots of slate here. Not much clay, but yeah, the bedrock is actually rock. And it's very exposed, so you can clean it out, do a bit of crevicing. I decided, because it's supposedly renowned for big nuggets, this area, so I decided I'd go miles upstream with my waders. Went up to water just like to the rim of my waders, a bit risky. Went through very difficult to traverse terrain up and downstream, detecting all the bedrock. I eventually found some stuff that hadn't been cleaned out and got a little bit of gold out of it, but no signals. Quite a bit of junk though, so that came up as non-ferrous on the gold monster, so it does actually show people had not detected in here, or at least since the last floods at least, but it didn't pay off in the end. But yeah, that's a bucket we just put through, and you can see there's like 2 specks there. That's about it. We got a few bigger pieces, surprisingly all on the surface, but as we're getting deeper, the gold's just dissipating. There's a bunch of massive boulders and bedrock here exposed here. Quite a few bigger gravel banks, but as I said, all the gold's been worked. We went miles upstream to an area that hadn't been worked, but there was just no gold there, and the bedrock was surface gold at least, and the bedrock was very deep. So we're assuming all the gold's on the bedrock, except unless there's been or on the surface maybe, because we're this deep, 1.5 meters deep. Still no signs of bedrock, and I reckon we're a good 2 meters off, considering this other person's hole, which it says is good from here. It is a bit higher up actually, but it'd say it's at least 0.5 meter deeper than ours. And I just did shovel out of all the loose stuff that had recently been deposited to see if it could hit bedrock, but nah, just eventually hit the stuff they hadn't mined yet. So yeah, well that's Moonlight Creek for you. It's supposedly very good if you can't find ground, good public site, but it's just been worked over so many times. It's so hard to find ground they haven't mined, and even so, for example, we had to put so much work into moving this spot, and yeah, all the best spots have definitely been worked. You just need to settle for the average spots. Never know, might hit something, but if I were you, I'd go for one of the other sites. Like, we've had better results at pretty much every public fossicking site. Well, not every public fossicking site. We've had better results at Slayer Park, Goldsboro, Lewis Creek, most of the public fossicking sites, Nelson Creek even. Grand total of probably around 0.3 grams. Not the best. That's the gold there in the pan. 11.5 buckets. Full out digging pretty much all day. Yeah, not the best result. Didn't get down to bedrock, so you never tell, but yeah.